So here's an example that comes to our office all the time. Hoarding, right? That's a big problem. Or something near hoarding, because hoarding is used very, there are a lot of people that say, like, maybe I hoard. I don't know. I've got piles of newspapers or books and like what's a hoarder and all that. And so, in that situation, and so anyway, we had, circumstances where the tenant needed a reasonable accommodation request. The owner is saying basically, look, this is a fire hazard, or there's so many newspapers in their apartment that rats are nesting and so forth. I've got to evict them because it's, whatever. That tenant does have the right to ask for a reasonable accommodation request. So that request may be more time to find a caregiver or to connect with a social service agency to help clean their apartment, especially if they're elderly. I mean, they're reasonable accommodation, so they have to show they're disabled. But, when they're elderly and disabled, then oftentimes that is what it is. It just cleaning sometimes becomes too overwhelming. For people if they can't clean the way they used to be able to clean. A lot of times there's certain professions where they found that those people will tend to be hoarders more so. Lawyers tend to be hoarders, teachers are hoarders, so forth, because they have papers. They have like their favorite things. They don't want to get rid of all these projects and assignments that they were given. People who like books and so forth tend to be hoarders. People who are on the verge of suffering memory loss and they think that they will be. I know when my mother had early Alzheimer's and dementia, that was one of the first signs that she started like collecting things and keeping things and so forth, didn't want to of things, because that's how they attach their memory to certain things, is to that item, to that picture, to that, we went walking, I got that rock at this place. Fearful that if they don't have that item, they're going to forget it. So what that means is then they accumulate a lot of things and they are afraid to throw away even anything, even like an empty roll of toilet paper they don't want to throw away because they're so anyway, that's a long way of saying basically that even in a situation like hoarding, where an owner will say basically it's just too much, accommodation request, it has to be granted. Now, does it have to be granted indefinitely, like, year after year after year? No.